Today we're going to go over why some of you are saying you can't grow. Well, it's not that you failed. You were failed. And we're going to go over the details on what to do and what not to do this year. So you can grow a whole bunch of lettuce or vegetables, anything you want, because that's theirs and this is the way I grow. Between the two of them, which way do you want to grow? And this is almost free this way. Today is a sad day. I came to talk to you about soil. Soil I got from Dollar Tree that I planted lettuce in. Unfortunately, this isn't the lettuce. Let me show you which is. This is the lettuce. I'm going to show you exactly how I planted this lettuce a month ago, all right? And the thing is, I did it exactly how I did all these, with just a tiny little bit different. And I'll explain why when we come back, and tell me what you think. So here is a potting soil that I bought from Dollar Tree. Now this is not exclusively their potting soil. I've seen it in other dollar type stores. So it's just a soil they're buying. And here's a container. It's 1.5 gallons. It's the trash can that I get from Walmart for 97 cents. I love them. And then, you know, I use a hot soldering iron. I made the holes on the bottom. I wanted good drainage for this. And I just wanted to give it a good chance. And there it is. Now look at that little bag for $1.25. It fits in a 1.5 gallon container. So that's really not a lot of soil. Now I always fill something on the bottom. If I didn't, there would be no soil right now. So I went ahead and used shredded paper like I always do, and I put just a little bit of leaves in there, not much, because this soil says it is ready to grow. Now, I don't see much in there. It almost looks like a wet brown sawdust. There's no real perlite or vermiculite or anything in there. Let's put it this way. No earthworms could come to that. They'd run. But anyways, they do run out of most potting soils that are bagged. So I went ahead and I put it in there and kind of got it in there, and it was like, okay, it didn't even fill up a gallon. I don't even know what it would have been, 1/2 gallon, a couple quarts. But anyways, this is what I got, and this is what I'm going to use. So I fixed it all up, and then I decided, well, the best thing, like I said, is let's try lettuce. I do fabulous with lettuce. It grows in anything almost. So I went over to my lettuce stash, and that's how I do my lettuce. I throw the seeds in there with the lettuce that I'm growing, and then I pick out just little tiny lettuce. And here I took a nice lettuce, you'll see, just with a spoon. Oh, spoons make fabulous garden tools. Keep that in mind. They're like $1/4. You can get a 4-pack or 3-pack for $1. And then I made a hole. That's the lettuce I picked. Look at the nice root system on that. Push the soil around, and that's it. Now it's planted in its own container. No competition. It should, in theory, just take off. Should need a few days to get the roots in there settled in, and then it should start to grow. And I gave it a good watering. What else can I do? Because that soil is supposed to be ready to go for $1.25. Well, I was going to see what would happen. I kind of tucked it in there and took really good care of it and let no insects come to it. Now I did one more thing, like I usually do. I went and gathered some seeds. You'll see. This is exactly what I did right after I planted it. Seed. I let it go to seed. Look at it. These are seeds. These will grow. Actually, let's pluck a couple off for fun, because we have so many. Let's bring it over here. I just planted this lettuce from the dollar store. We'll sprinkle it in. If they grow, they grow, and if they don't, they don't. We'll just put a little bit of lettuce seeds in there. Meantime, we've got the other one growing. I'll make sure the roots are covered real good, and we'll see what happens. So that's how I plant all this lettuce. We're going to talk about this behind me in a second. The only thing I did different was I didn't add in a lot of leaf matter that comes off my plants, because it said it was ready to use. It was supposed to be all ready for your indoor or outdoor plants, organic. Remember what organic is? We talked about that. Well, I don't know what to say. The problem is the lettuce looks worse now than it did when I first planted it. Let me show you something. I planted this lettuce in here exactly the same time. This was also planted on February 15th. I'll show you. You'll see I took a photo with my phone. Look how big these are. Nothing is different really in here. It's got, well, the big difference is There is no soil from Dollar Tree. This has got Miracle Grow, a little bit of soil that was already left in some of my containers, leaves, and full of paper. And I've already been harvesting off of these. But I wanted to see how it would grow without adding too much leaf matter in there. You saw I put a little bit in there because I wanted to see if it will grow for you. I'm going to have to say I personally will not recommend it. Last year I got nabbed with some really bad soil that I bought at the grocery store, and I will not do that again. I personally have had great luck with Miracle Grow. Now, that's the Miracle Grow potting mix, not the regular garden soil. That's completely different. The potting mix is ready for your indoor and outdoor plants. They do put a little bit of plant food in there, and then we can feed it. How do we feed it? Well, as our plants grow, they lose leaves. So you take these leaves, I've shown you this in 100 videos, and you push it back into the soil. Now you're feeding your plants. Unfortunately, you won't be feeding it much with this one because none of them grew. And I dropped in some lettuce seeds, which takes off everywhere around here, and not one lettuce seed grew. So that's not a good sign. Now, I do understand that every time you get soil, it's coming from a different pile, let's say. When they make it, they have to break it down, and then they pack it and they sell it. So there's never going to be two exactly alike. It depends on what they put in it, how long they broke it down, what was in it. I didn't see any vermiculite in there or perlite or nothing in there. So there was really nothing that you would get in other types of soil. Now, you can, of course, use like Dr. Earth is wonderful. There's so many good soils out there. Kellogg's is good. There's a lot of good brands. But if you really insist on buying the cheapest soil you can get, I'm going to tell you something. For $1.25, that wasn't much soil. This is 1.5 gallons, and it dropped way down. Had I not put any paper and a little bit of leaf matter in there, it would have been way down here, because it compresses the moment it gets hit with water, just taking it out of the bag. So I would say go to the store and invest in a 1 cubic or 25 quart potting soil, let's say from Miracle Grow. That's probably the next cheapest you're going to find that I trust. They obviously test their soil. They know what's in it. They know how good it is. And they most likely don't sell it until they have good soil. If there's something wrong with it, maybe the other companies, the cheaper companies are buying it. I don't know what they do with it. It costs thousands of dollars to test for different types of chemicals or what could be in it. This could be a growth inhibitor, something like a weed killer, something like that could be in there, an herbicide. For whatever reason, this lettuce, now I'll get into this in a minute. I know what you're thinking. This lettuce is going yellow. It won't even green up. Now that paper's down there, which has nothing to do with the lettuce. The lettuce roots are right up on top in that soil, and it won't grow. So I would say, please, especially beginner gardeners, because so many of you come to me and say, I planted a plant and it died. I planted another one and it died. It could be your soil. Your plant can't live in it. The soil's no good. Once you start growing, you're going to make all your own soil. You're going to get more and more leaf matter to take off and put in there, and eventually you could be building almost all your own soil without buying any. I still buy a little bit. I like putting a little bit on the top, but not in everything. A lot of these don't have anything but what was in there. I think this one is all the soil that went back from the other containers, but I'm not even sure this one could too. But the point is, look how nice they're growing. There's more back here. I've now got bok choy growing in here. Look how much bigger it is in, what, 4 weeks from last month? Planted exactly the same time. I don't want that to happen to you. So please, it's a little bag. It's $1.25, and it really isn't going to get you far at all. Even if you tried to add in leaves and build it up and then use a little bit, obviously the soil, the one I got from that batch, is not doing good. This plant should have been at least bigger. To me, it looks like it's shrunk. So I hope I've given you something to think about, because if you're not having success, especially with seeds, if you would have bought a bag of that and got this batch, because I know there's different batches, I don't think your seeds would have grown, because not one of my lettuce seeds grew. And like I said, I've got them growing everywhere. I grab them just like you saw, sprinkle them around, and then I move them, because lettuce is so easy to move. So I hope I've given you something to think about. Invest in one bag. That's all I ask. One bag is something that's a better soil. And like I said, I use the Miracle Grow potting mix. Not the special bag, just the yellow one. There's another one that's a little bit higher in price, so just get the yellow bag. It works fantastic, and I've never had a bad bag yet, not yet. I have noticed there seems to be a little less perlite or vermiculite in there. I heard there was a shortage of some of them. That could be, but all in all, the soil is really good. Perfect for starting seeds and perfect for growing all kinds of vegetables. So with that, I hope I've given you some thought. Ask questions, leave your comments. Tell me what you think about Dollar Tree. I know a couple of you said you loved their soil, and then there was a lot of you that came in and told me you didn't. Tell me about it. I'm really interested in hearing what you have to say, because I'm not buying it again. I only bought it for you to try, because to me, calculating it out was actually more money than the Miracle-Gro. So with that, have a great day. Don't forget to eat what you grow. Bye-bye. And please like and subscribe. Bye-bye. They tell me I never ask. That's what YouTube told me. You don't tell people to like and subscribe. Don't think about it. Oh, wow. Kitty, did you just hear me finish? Oh my goodness. So what do you want? Look at this. This is lettuce. You know what I do know? I do know that you don't like lettuce. She thinks I'm going to drop her. You just want to go down and get some broccoli. You want to say hello to the camera. Say hello to everybody. She says, I can't. We haven't had sunlight in the longest time. I don't know what this is. You don't know what this is. You want broccoli. Let's go get some broccoli. Okay. Come on. I know. You heard me. You see me bring the camera out, and it's like, okay. Here's a couple pieces up here. Yeah, a whole bunch of little pieces. Where are you? Oh, of course she's right here. There you go. She loves her broccoli. Boy, you need a good brushing. Wow, that was quick. The 2 pieces? All right, one more. Now we're boring everybody. Let's see. You know, these are really small. Here's one. Here's one. Do you want another one? Oh, how many dogs eat their broccoli?